All right, welcome back to News Hour. I'm having a very interesting discussion this evening right here on News Hour. But before I introduce my guests, there's breaking news. There's a story to our newsroom, so I'd like just to read it. We'll have more details. The National Treasury Cabinet Secretary, Professor Njuguna Ndung'u, has written to the Clerk of the National Assembly with a proposal to cut 178 billion shillings from the financial year 2024-2025 budget as rationalization in anticipation of the failure for Parliament to pass the Finance Bill 2024. Professor Ndung'u listed 43 offices within the executive, the judiciary and Parliament that will be hit by the budget cuts in case Parliament fails to pass the bill. Those to be hit will be the junior secondary school, with conversion of interns to permanent and pensionable, and hiring of the teachers at 18.9 billion shillings. The cash transfer of 5.5 billion, ongoing road projects with 15.1 billion shillings, infrastructure for schools at 1.6 billion, and school feeding program will also be affected at 1.8 billion. And of course, the other affected include the Office of the President at 451 million, State House 500 million, Security 2 billion, NGCDF 16 billion, GAF 1.5 billion, medical interns at 3.7 billion, and medical equipment services at 1 billion. The last mile connectivity program is also affected, 14.5 billion, street lighting 4.7 billion, fertilizer subsidy 5 billion, sugar reforms 2.7 billion. And of course, this totals to about 178 billion shillings from the financial year. So the Professor Njuguna Ndung'u has written to the Clerk of the National Assembly with proposal to cut the budget by 178 billion shillings from about 4 trillion minus about 178. It goes back to 3.7 trillion thereabout. More details will be coming up. We'll have the details definitely in our subsequent broadcast and of course the newspaper. But time now to introduce my guests, because tonight we are having an interesting conversation. You saw them on the streets yesterday, at least some of them, and they're passionate individuals. They've been described as very fearless, assertive, and of course they know what they want. I'll find out that tonight. Now joining us on the table, first is Njeri Gikonyo. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Good to see you. No injuries on the face. I'm not praying there were injuries, but good to see you. I have also Elvis Jabali, right?
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Karibu sana.
Yeah.
And Kennedy Kabugi.
Thank you for having me.
Just for having me. And finally, Nosim Natasha.
Yes.
Asanteni sana for coming tonight. A lot to talk about. We'll have a few minutes in this session, but we have a total of 1 hour in the next hour 10 to discuss this. So first off, were you guys at the protest yesterday? Who was at the protest yesterday?
I was.
You were at the protest. You were at the protest. You guys, huh?
Yeah.
There's a lot of backlash on those guys who are not in the protest, especially those people viewed as celebrities. Let me begin with Natasha. Why is there that backlash? Is it because people who traditionally will never go to the streets? All right, let me ask the first question. Why are you guys protesting? Before I go to that, why are you guys protesting? Why are you protesting?
Personally, I am protesting because I have just started life. You know, I'm in my early 20s and the taxes imposed on me are just heavy. I don't even have a job yet. I'm still in school. I'm starting to learn what living is, and people just want to, bombard me with taxes and bombard me with responsibility that I cannot handle yet.
Okay, this is what we've been doing for the last few years. I'll come back to you, but remember we have Anne Veronica on the other side. We'll also be speaking to her, and Raymond Mude. Now these are in-house Gen Z. They'll come to us in a little bit, but let me talk to Kabugi. Why are you protesting, or are you even protesting?
One, we are not protesting. We are just peacefully working to inform the government they are doing things that we are not in support of. But the major reason we are peacefully working is we've gotten to that point of paying bills. We've started paying bills. We are at that age. It has started hitting us. We need to buy bread in the morning. It has started hitting us. Ladies need to buy pads by themselves. So I think we are at that age where when we are paying bills.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's because of bills, and you think the government is asking for a lot more money than they should?
No.
We know.
You know they're asking.
know
We'll
they're
be
asking
delving to how you know, and if you've read the final speech. Jabali,
Yeah.
why were you on the street yesterday?
Because we're not happy with the bill. We're not happy with whatever was brought forward. Because as Kabugi said, we are getting to a point where we're just starting life and we're just starting to know what the real cost of bread is, what the real cost of living on a daily is.
Okay.
And enforcing these laws that will actually compress us and actually pass us through much more pain than it will actually help us, as others say.
Okay.
So yeah, we are uncomfortable with that and we are showing our discomfort with it, and yeah.
Okay.
Voicing our
And
concerns.
Njeri, why? What is the cause? What are you fighting for? And what is a justification to what we saw yesterday?
I am not fighting for myself, first of all. I am fighting for the people that will come after me. The people who right now are in their mother's wombs. The people who are 5, 6, 7. Maybe this bill might get passed, maybe, who knows. But let it be known that we fought not only for ourselves, but for them too, so that they don't have to. We are fighting, we are taking to the streets so that they never have to.
Okay, so that they never have to. You're the most unlikely kind of protesters. I mean, mobilization for street protests in the last few years has been based on a totally different frame. I'm coming back to you, but let me see if I have Ray now. Ray, you know Ray and Roy, you always confuse me. Do we have Ray? All right, is there justification to what happened yesterday, Ray? Okay, I don't think we are getting him, but we'll be getting back to them. Raymond and Veronica are coming back to us. But let me ask this. We have just gotten breaking news this evening that the government is proposing a cut of 178 billion from the initial budget of 4 trillion. There are cuts and levies that have been imposed that were done away with yesterday. As you guys were on the street, the government was meeting and cutting down. Now, immediately, you decided to shift and say, it's not about amending, it's about rejecting whole. I mean, you don't even want to take the little that you're being given? Natasha?
Why should we settle for breadcrumbs? We know you could do better. We know. We genuinely believe that this bill is sent to oppress. Because look at the cancer patients, yeah? There was, it's called sub-zero, yeah? It was not there, pads were not there, of which walikuwa najua. That's why they, they called the last meeting wakasema, tumetoa hii, and they're used to other generations saying, ni sawa basi tutajaribu tufikie ingine. But we are not doing that. Yeah. We are not.
You guys are not afraid?
Of
what?
Guys,
No. We're so prepared.
Strawberry. We say
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's worth fighting for one day than fighting the whole year.
You know, I would confess that I am a fan of your videos. Why haven't you done a video seriously condemning the finance bill?
I think I've been on the streets too much.
Yeah.
And I've also been evading from doing funny videos because I've realized people are really not into them right now.
Okay.
You're trying to create
Serious
a funny
issues.
video and everyone is bombarding you very badly. But the point is, be it on the streets, be it on our stories, be it on our posts, from the beginning of all these, no one said you wanted to amend. It's only the government that put it there. Oh, you guys wanted to amend. No, you want to. Nah, no one wanted to amend. We've been rejecting it from point go.
Yeah.
Reject.
So you're not taking this?
Yeah, no, we are not taking anything less.
Jabali, you're not taking this?
We are not taking any less. We are rejecting the whole thing.
The president said today,
Yes.
protest all you want. It's your right to protest, right? All you
Yes.
want.
Yes.
But just remember that the decision has to be made, and the decisions will be made by an institution or institutions. Parliament has to vote.
Yes.
And they were elected. The presidency has to function. You gave him the mandate to run this country for 5 years.
Yes.
They have to function.
Yes.
So protest all you want. You know, this is the only time they've shifted. You know, it's usually majority will have their way, minority must have their say. Now it's the minority having their way, majority are having their say. You're still going, yet you know it's futile. I mean, you guys.
No. Okay, genuinely, you might see like when we go on the streets, we're trying to prove a point. We're trying to show as much as we are not the ones choosing, and there are people choosing it for us. There are, as you have said, the MPs and everyone.
Voting.
Yes, voting.
Yes.
Yeah,
and you
voting.
voted them in, yes.
Yes, and we voted them in. So we are trying to show them, and we are trying to express that we really don't want this to happen. And because these people are trying to put it as it will help us in the long run, of which if you check it out, it is already affecting us, and it will affect us much more if we don't actually do something. So that's why there is also backlash to anyone who has influence and anyone who has the numbers to actually put this out, because we actually need to be seen and be heard.
Okay. Jerry,
Yes.
the president says all you want, make noise all you want.
It is our constitutional right to picket and protest. Representation, as you have said, we put him in office.
Yeah.
Representation, the whole point of representation is that we are the ones in power, not them.
Okay.
We are the ones in power. This means, even if, as you might say, it's futile, of which, who said, there's a lot of things that we have right now, we have because people protested. And it is that mandate we are taking to date. We have multi-party because people protested in 1992.
Yeah,
we have independence because Mau protested.
Those are the baby boomers, okay?
Because
those are the lost generation.
If they had decided to just, this is what life is now, what kind of life would we be living? So despite the fact that the future looks bleak, we have to believe that there's a ray of hope somewhere. People did it before us and we are enjoying it, so let's do it so that the generations ahead of us can enjoy it.
Okay. Yes. The big question from a lot of people, including me, that I have to ask you, we have a few minutes. If we have Anne, Veronica, and Mude now, and your view on the protest yesterday, do you find any justification to your generation going to the street? And where does the shoe pinch most, Anne? Okay, Anne seemed not to have gotten the question. Jeff, you can take the question. I mean, Ray, Mude, you can take the question.
And if I got you right, you asked whether I find justification in what happened yesterday.
Yes.
First of all, it was something I did not expect. But I think there is justification because, I mean, the generation that is here now would be paying for these policies 5-10 years to come. So indeed, there was justification. Perhaps the manner in which it was conducted was a bit different from the usual Mandamano came. But I think there was justification actually, because I mean, I spoke to Boniface Mwangi before he went on the streets and told me it is not a civic duty, it is not the right, it is not the responsibility of Raila Odinga to go to the street.
Yeah.
Everybody's civic responsibility and civic duty. So there was indeed justification here.
Okay, so there was indeed justification. We'll be coming to Anne Veronica, but we have 2 minutes and I have to ask you 30 seconds each. Do you guys know why you're protesting? Like really know, or you're having fun? A member of parliament said today that you went to the streets to shoot video. Natasha, you're shooting video on the street. That is for your TikTok.
But is it wrong to do that? You know, you guys have very weird ways.
What do you mean we guys?
No, I mean them guys then. Yes. Because honestly, that does not, me shooting a video does not subvert the fact that I'm there to protest for my rights,
yes,
to protest against the finance bill. Yes, it does not mean that, oh, now that I'm shooting a video, my cause is lost. It's just in the midst of chaos, I chose to make another video that will go online to do the job that I was supposed to do online, because I'm also an influencer.
Okay.
Me talking to people via my videos also is making a change.
Okay. Kabugi, you are a comedian in your other life.
Yep.
You were having fun on the street. That's what members of parliament say today, to trivialize, possibly, to bring down the weight of what the message you're trying to pass across. I have to say that the guys were just shooting videos and having fun.
I'm happy they recognize we were there to shoot videos as well. Because the moment we share videos of how a guy was being pulled by the police, the moment we share videos of how Twitter activists walikuwa wananyaganywa t-shirts, they won't say they are AI generated videos. We were shooting videos as well.
Yeah.
So the only way someone back in Kisumu, deep down in Kisumu, who only accesses TikTok will know what we are fighting for is through us recording videos.
Okay. Yeah. Jabali, did you shoot videos? And that is what you're doing on the streets yesterday?
We were also with Natasha in the same video. We shot a video.
Yeah.
And all I can say is, These protests or these peaceful demonstrations being mostly led by Gen Zs and mostly including Gen Zs, these videos and these forms of media are the main ways that we are actually communicating to others that we have you and we are hearing you. Okay. And for those who can't get to us, they are sharing it so that they can also express their emotions and everything to everyone else. There are people in Kisumu who can come to Nairobi, but we did the work for them.
So they saw what happened.
So
and finally, your 30 seconds. You're having fun, nothing else.
First of all, that just goes to show what they think about social media as a whole, just trivializing it, which is a bit hypocritical considering they have social media managers, you know? Very, very hypocritical of them.
Mic drops. We take a break.